So we are doing chicken composting 101 today. And look at these beautiful birds. They have been working for us all over the winter, just breaking down that huge pile of organic material that we just kept heaping up, and now, look at, it's like disappearing because they did their job. So Mr. Hilder is out here and he has a whole, oh yeah, he's strutting his stuff. He's got a whole wheelbarrow, I better say that right, of organic composted, oh look at that material. So what do you think? So that's where it's going to go. It's going to go on our Back to Eden garden. And you know, this is the thing that we want to point out too with the Back to Eden garden. Yeah, it is all about the wood chips, and they decompose and they create beautiful rich soil. But when you have backyard chickens like we do, oh, what better way to create more compost for your garden? So Mr. Rooster's all jacked up. Are you all jacked up, Mr. Rooster? But I don't think he's going to attack me because Mr. Hilder's here to protect me, and I have Sprig, I think. But we're going to, oh yeah, he's coming towards me. But we are going to take this and put this on our Back to Eden garden. Layered this right on top of the existing bed, and that's what Back to Eden garden's all about, just layering, layering, layering. And you can see how, you know, these beds are just getting higher and higher every year because we just keep layering and layering. But they don't get too high because also nature is working on decomposing all of the organic matter, and it's creating soil as it is also layering and breaking down. So that's kind of the beauty of the method. We're not tilling anything in. We're using the chicken composters for working as our workers. And it's just, oh, and Mr. Hilder's going to check the soil here. So, oh, and that's the other thing. I want to point out to you the beauty. Look at this.
Some kale coming up. It's all down there. I buried it.
Every time we come out to the garden, we are discovering.
Oh, what is this? This is
cool stuff. I don't know, what is that?
I think this is a pepper plant.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, that could be.
Because there's the stems.
The peppers were here.
And it's green.
Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. I love it. I love it. Wow.
No, is that, what is that?
I think it's a pepper plant.
It don't look like pepper leaves.
Because that's where all the peppers were, but that's...
Some big heavy roots.
Yeah. So as you can see, we kept a lot of peppers in our Back to Eden garden, and again with the no-till method, you kind of just leave things alone, right? The layering. Well, then when we come out here in the spring, this is so awesome because every time we come out here in spring, we're discovering things that are growing, food that continues to grow. You already saw the celery. In fact, I'll show you the celery, but look at this.
I'm not sure what it is.
Well, it's right in the middle of the garden. Oh yeah. It's right in the middle of the garden, and this is where the pepper plants were, so...
Yeah, but the pepper plants are more out on the edges.
Oh, well, I don't know, friends. You have to look at this and give us your expert opinion what you think it is. So this is the celery that we left in the ground, and it's looking beautiful. See, didn't do nothing. Just let nature do whatever it's going to do in this Back to Eden garden. Oh, and what? Oh, and there's always, like, rogue stuff. Look at, just growing right out of the ground. A carrot! And... oh, what else? Didn't you just find a tomato plant in this mix too?
I pulled them up and planted them.
Yep, that was growing. And then if you go over here, there's like random, here's a couple onions. They just, you know, things just pop out of the ground randomly. And that's kind of the beauty of this type of gardening. You know, when you stop tilling and you stop futzing with the soil, it's amazing how it just works with you instead of working against you. You know, every gardener wants a garden that you don't have to weed, and you don't have to have issues with pests, and you don't have to water twice a day. Well, with this method, you can see God does a really good job if you leave things alone. kind of a quick update on our little compost workers here and what we're doing with that on our Back to Eden garden. And I want to point out real quickly, just to keep things simple, garden, as I've always said, is it's all about just leaving it alone and layering. And really stick with the wood chips. The wood chips have the perfect nitrogen carbon balance. So you don't have to be a scientist to figure this stuff out. You know, sometimes when we're choosing a garden method, we want to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Why? Why? Starry says why? Keep it simple. You know, in our homestead, it was all about less work. Yes, we wanted less work. We didn't want more. And we also wanted a garden that was going to sustain us into our old age. And when you're adding a little bit of this and doing this method and that method, I'll tell you what, you're just doing too much futzing around. Stop reading, stop Googling, stop YouTubing it. Just go with one method, because your success rate will automatically increase. And if you don't want to do the Back to Eden wood chip method, you know, which is fine. You know, I always say you have to do what's going to suit your style. But also remember, the Back to Eden garden method works anywhere. It doesn't make any difference if you are in a hot climate, if you're in a cooler climate, if you've got sandy soil, if you've got clay soil. God is everywhere. He created all of this. So that's why the Back to Eden garden method is so successful for gardening. So really think about it, and stop trying to be your own garden scientist. You know, don't worry about it. Just keep it simple. That's what we like. Keeping it simple. And if you perchance are out driving around, or you're going to the recycling center and you do come across some leaves or some straw, sawdust, whatever, pick it up. Pick it up. Sooner or later, you can use it for your garden. Even the Back to Eden garden method, because all you're going to do is just layer that valuable stuff right on it. Okay. All right. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the quick update. God bless. And I'm going to get to planting here pretty soon.